This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. We are at Casa Humilde Cerveceria and Cocina in Forest Park, and it is a Bears victory, 24-20. Definitely a struggle of a game. We predicted a different score. We predicted a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, it's a Bears victory. And boys, it was a pucker up one.
Oh yeah. To be honest with you, I mean, I saw the Giants doing some things, but this Bears, like the play calling, and I was telling you guys all game, and I was posting about it. It's like, to me, if the Bears would have lost this game, you only could hang it on the defense and the play calling in the first half for Ben Johnson, or maybe even the first three quarters for Ben Johnson. Like, there was times where I thought the Bears were ready to put him away, and then you get these just weird type of play callings where you're not utilizing what we said, your identity. Where was Kyle Monangai today?
7 for 28.
7 for 20. And I get Swift ran well. Where was Kyle Monangai today? Not enough for me, especially on 3rd and 1. You had a 3rd and 1. You went wide with Swift, and it could have cost you. That could have cost you. If the Giants go down and score after that, it could have cost you. So, again, there's things that need to be worked on. Bad play calling, bad defense. But I'll tell you this. We got to do that fucking quarterback. We got to do that quarterback. If anybody's out there trying to blame Caleb for anything, you could kiss my ass, because he led you down. Another one, right, Steve? Another game-winning drive. Took it upon himself to go get a 20-yard fucking touchdown, evading all these elite pass rushers, right? Evading all these people.
That play actually is like, I'm not throwing it. I'm thinking to myself.
Took it himself. If anybody wants to go ahead and blame Caleb Williams for any faults today, kiss my ass. How many drops did we have? Zacchaeus could have had 2 touchdowns today, but he can't catch the ball. That's something that needs to be fucking cleaned up for sure. But I'll say this. We won. I'm happy we won. Defense needs work, man. But we have a dude at quarterback, and I believe in him.
Yeah, man. That, when it was time for us to get in that position, did you have any doubts once Caleb?
No.
Those last 2 drives.
No.
It's just kind of, you had the thing where you felt Caleb, the second to last drive, was going to lead us down and score. Mm-hmm. He did. And he took things in his own manner on that fake boot, roll out to the left. He had Cole right there where he could have flicked it out, and he said, the heck with that. I'm taking it all the way in for the touchdown. And then from there, it's just one of those things. The second to last drive, it was just, you just never had a doubt. We just needed our defense to come up big. And they are, as a team, building up this culture of resilience when they're close. It's scary. And it's almost like it doesn't matter what team. You get that. You never want to be in those situations, but the Bears are having a knack for being in this situation and pulling it off. But when are we going to put teams away when we're supposed to put them away? I thought when we out to 7-point lead, we had an opportunity to jump out to 14-point lead. And we got away from the run game. And I didn't like the usage, and I would like to hear what Ben has to say. But 1380 for DeAndre Swift, and then 7 for 28. I just felt like you need to have more balance to that with the run game and more commitment there that will help things out. Caleb, 20 for 36, 220, 1 touchdown, passing and 1 running, right? Yep. So he's the reason why we won. He is. And anybody saying the day was play calling, I thought Ben didn't have his best day. And from a defensive standpoint, letting up a lot of big plays, letting Jackson Dart run up right up the middle of us, made him look like he made him look like Josh Jacobs or Tiki Barber or somebody out there for the Giants. So it's just one of those things where the defense needs to tighten that up. We understand they're undermanned, undergunned. we understand that, and but we have to play a little bit better than that. And offensively, we need to be playing a little bit better. But at the end of the day, Caleb is the reason, and I wouldn't say solely because it's a team game, but Caleb is that guy for us.
Caleb is the guy. He led us into the game-winning drive. Also threw for 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 throwing, 1 rushing. He literally was the game X factor for today's game. He was throwing dimes that guys were dropping left and right in the end zone for first down. And you see Caleb's reaction, which is frustration. And people want to read more into it. No, it's frustration. It's any other sport that you're playing. You give an assist, you throw in a dime of a pass, and it's not, and your guys are not doing their job because you're hitting them in the hands. So let's go. It's the NFL. If I hit you in the hands, you've got to be able to catch that ball.
Yeah, I mean, it was just way too many of them. I understand making some of those drops. We see them every Sunday, but
right.
At the end of the day, we had way too many of them. So if you would just 2 of those being caught result in big plays, touchdowns.
Different game.
Yeah.
Different game.
Different attitude. There's a lot of things. So we can't constantly have these. So we keep buying ourselves time with victories, and that's great. But at some point, we have to figure this out as we get down in the home stretch. We got a tough one in Minnesota. It's not going to be an easy game. No. And then Pittsburgh Steelers. So we can't continue to play that type of ball and expect to beat those type of teams. And I think it starts next week because we're going to start playing high-caliber teams.
Yes.
And I understand. We should have beat Minnesota the first game. But on the road at Minnesota is going to be tough. We're going to have our A game. And that's running the ball, and then we can't be inconsistent like we were today.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it in the pregame show and the halftime show. Remo Dunze did show up with 6 for 86 and a touchdown. Loveland was essential at 4 for 55. Burden, while he dropped a couple passes that were prime for either a first down or a touchdown, 3 for 51. Swift, 5 catches, 18 yards. It's a team effort. And let's be honest, we talked about special teams. They didn't let us down. Offense didn't let us down. Play calling on offense let us down.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can pick your special teams actually just stayed steadfast. They didn't make any mistakes. They kicked the ball in the end zone. It was a clean game, special teams. Nothing popping, no turnovers on special teams. But we didn't give the game. We didn't give them a lot of position. So our best special teams game of the season. So let's build off of that. Offensively, play calling. I think Ben. Obviously, we have a lot of trust in him that he will get that cleaned up. I think he creatively he can get a little outside of himself a little bit,
especially when they're down. He gets a little happy with the pass.
Yes, and. You know, even then when we have a little bit of momentum, I think he gets carried away a little bit. So I think we just need him to bring in, you know, and the great thing about it, we got a victory. Now he can sit back and be like, okay, I know I need to commit to the run a little bit better. And you're going to have to. You're going to be in Minnesota. The home field advantage for the Vikings is something to deal with, the noise. So they just have to tighten up all that and make plays when we can get them. When you get the ball in your hands in the end zone, you have to make the spectacular, not actually spectacular. You just need to make the great play. It's a great play with those, and they're in your hands, and that's what you're in the NFL to do in those positions.
Can you take me behind the scenes because you've been in the locker room after an ugly win? What does that feel like in the locker room, and what does that feel like on Tuesday at practice?
Well, right now you're like, phew. Dapping each other up, hugging like, hey, and you being real. You're like, hey, we need to play better. But man, guys, we got the victory.
Okay.
All right, back to it makes you even like, because what it does is like, man, we found a way to win ugly again. We understand we can't keep winning like this. So that gives them the motivation to keep trying to come and fix it. You're winning. We're at 6 games and we're playing playoff contention football. So what the word I'm looking for, not the enthusiasm, the motivation to get this thing figured out come tomorrow, get your treatments, get your body in right. Guys who are injured, get yourself together to get out here to help us. It starts motivating and trying to fix things, and that can be a bonus as bad as things look. Where hey, we won. Hey man, guys, if we just keep fixing X, Y, and Z, and man, the sky's the limit. And you know where you're vulnerable at,
Right.
but they know how they have to win in this state of this team. You got to take advantage of big plays. You can't let up any big plays defensively, and we got to hope defensively. Just keep holding on. Let's not make up no big plays. Let's get guys back healthy. We know we're going to be in a little bit better place.
Yeah, the Bears definitely were able to get this ugly win with one takeaway. But again, Jackson Dart gets concussed after throwing for 242 yards. He gashed us in the air and on the air with 66 yards and ran for 2 touchdowns. That's unacceptable. You cannot allow a quarterback to get 2 touchdowns on the floor.
Yeah, I didn't know Jackson Dart. I heard about his scrambling ability, that he's mobile, and because I haven't seen a lot of them. I've seen those Cam Scattergrew early highlights before his injury, but I didn't know this dude was playing downhill power quarterback like he's Cam Newton or something and running right through us. So I was like, that was a shock, and it was pissing me off because it was like, we gonna let this guy do this to us like that?
Yeah.
Ultimately, Ivan caught the concussion. He's like that when he fumbled. We were actually scared. Remember you were saying like the ball popped out, but then in the back of his hand. But then, like, did he have? We didn't know how
control or what? Yeah, right.
And we didn't know until after.
Because you never know with the NFL. They may call in New York and say, "Oh no, he was down." Right.
Yeah, and we didn't know coming off a commercial break if they were going to get the ball back or not, which was a big play.
Huge play.
And I guarantee you they looked at it. But also out of that play, Dart got hurt. You don't want to see anybody get hurt, but that changes the tide of the game as well because we could not stop him.
No.
So the fact that he got hurt and that's part of the game gave us an advantage because now here comes Russell Wilson. And I think puts us in. We
in better position to be honest.
Position to win. He's not. Yeah, he's still mobile. We let him scramble for that 10-yard scamper. But other than that, you start feeling like, okay, Bears defense. If y'all let Russell Wilson beat us,
we got problems.
Yeah, but they didn't let that happen. We got the victory, and it's a few victory.
Yeah, definitely a few victory. Again, we're live at Casa Humilde, 7700 Madison in Forest Park. And they've been treating us really good, man. I don't know. I forgot the name of it. I know the Piñata. This is a Piñata beer.
Okay.
That's what we've been drinking most of the night.
I'm done. And I'm actually going to take
a
4-pack home.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I know it was cold weather today. I know that it was a home game.
Yeah.
But this is a good spot. I guarantee you next week this is going to be rocking with a 6-3 Bears team. That everybody's getting excited. And this is what you want to do is be playing meaningful football. We're usually out of it. We're
by December, right?
Yeah, and we're just like, okay, next year, which we already still talking about next year in a positive way, I think, because we know if we get this kind of patched up and this fixed and it could be something. But usually we're done. And we're just like, we're still still cheering them on, but it feels different.
It does feel different. They're winning games that they should be winning, even though it's ugly. But at the end of the day, you're still winning these games. Last year, what did we have? 4 wins, 5 wins?
Yeah.
So they already surpassed that.
Yeah, they're on pace. And the way, the way Caleb is playing, he's progressing. We got to bring these catches in. And we make timely plays when it matters. I just want those timely plays to be more impactful in the first half where we can make it the different outcome of the game instead of having these, high blood pressure ending games for everybody. But, it great win still. We got the job done, 6-3.
6-3. How do we get the offense to click like it does in a 2-minute warning?
I don't know, man. Maybe you need to go a little more
no huddle.
No huddle.
Yeah,
I thought about that a couple of times. Like usually you'll see when the offense is having some issues. One of the things you will see an offense go to sometimes It's like, hey, let's up tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how that works for us. And you will sometimes see that work for a team that needs and it's not like I'm saying we need a jolt, but I think it'll be an added element if we can be like, hey, this series, let's up tempo it. And obviously we operate really good in up tempo offense. So I would like to think that that's something we have, or maybe we're
something to
develop. Are we developing that? Are we let's if you have it, let's go. And if you don't have it, you need to implement it. And I think it's an element that you got to use because it puts Caleb in a nice rhythm, as you can see.
He loves that 2-minute offense where he doesn't really have to think. He's more reaction based because he's reading the defense.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, nothing here, go. All right, nothing here, pass. Nothing. Like, it's a lot more of a rhythm offense when there's a 2-minute warning. And maybe they do that, maybe at the end of the half to get some points on the board. And maybe as coming out of the halftime, hey, let's go fast pace and let's put the pressure on the defense. Because at the end of the day, if you don't understand, no huddle means if we don't have any substitutions, they can't substitute. And if they're gas, we have an advantage.
Yes. And I mean, I would totally love to see it, man. I think it just would be another element. And that's where you'll implement Swift in the backfield. And that package will be like, hey, we're up tempoing. This is a good time. You're not. It doesn't mean you're not running the ball. You're just running an up tempo offense. Now, too many are more, hey, we're pass. But up tempo, you still have the element of running the ball. We're just moving at a fast pace, and that's where you're a Swift. You'll get a lot out of him, and then when you want to slow it down, you go. But we're early on in on him trying to figure it out. The thing I just didn't like is we kind of went away from the run game where we needed to.
We did.
And some suspicious calls like that 3rd and 1, and we give it to Swift, and he's running sideways. And when we're in goal line package, that would be a nice time to bring in Kyle Monungai and run downhill.
That's what he's known for, is running through the tackles and getting those extra yards. So at the end of the day, it's a Bears victory, 24-20. And we're looking forward to next week, and we're playing the Vikings.
It's a big one.
It is a big one, Ivan. What do you think about us playing the Vikings next week?
To me, you need to correct a mistake that happened week 1 because it should have been a victory against the Vikings. But I'll say this. You will continue to play these tight games if you don't clean up some of these play calls on offense, right? And this defensive, just whatever, how you're playing on defense is just, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, especially for a team that's fighting and it is in the playoff hunt, believe it or not. They're in the playoff hunt. You need to figure out how you're going to be able to slow down some of these offenses because the lack of pass rush was showing, and they did get home sometimes. But when it came down to third and long with Jackson Dart, outside, no discipline on the outside. He had fucking forever to run. So those things need to be cleaned up. And the big plays, especially in the passing game, my God, like Tyreek Stevenson was, for a while, he was lost. So things need to be cleaned up defensively. Ben Johnson, I thought, had his worst game as a play caller today. This, we talked about it the entire time. It's like, why are we doing this? Why are we getting cute when we have the identity that we so wanted to see? We found it and we got away from it. And like I said, plenty of times, this reminded me of that Baltimore game. This game, halftime, the middle of the third, even into the fourth. I'm like, this reminds me of Baltimore. This reminds me of Baltimore. Too many times you didn't seize your opportunity and you let the other team take it away from you. But not this time around, which is great for me, which is great. If we won the game, there's a lot to work on. There's a lot. Nobody should be satisfied with the win. I mean, with just this. Winning is great, and I'll take the win. Win. You need to clean this up if you're going to be a team that takes another step.
Well, Ivan, we were just talking when you were gone. We were saying this is basically a game. Jose was saying, like, what are you feeling when you come out of the game like this? You're like, phew, but you're dapping up. You're happy. Like, hey, we went out and took this game and we finished it. And you're happy with that. But also you're like, hey, we need to get this thing together. We need to let's get, but you're motivated because you keep winning. You're 6-3. If we can get back and figure something out and clean up these little areas, we know where our deficiencies are.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to clean up these areas and make them stronger. What can we make something? There's controllable things that are some of our weaknesses that we have control of. Some of the things we don't have control of, and we know we probably can't answer those into the offseason. But there's certain simple things that we have control of, and that's deciding to run the ball. That's deciding to make tackles. That's deciding to clean up areas of just like, hey, when you take a hit up top and just you really become a good team like that. And that was bang play, but it's little things that the Bears need to clean up. Be coordinators, coaches, but at the same time you're winning. And if you can figure that out, you become a dangerous team. But you also can't win those big games when you need them either. So
and that's part of my why I'm so adamant about things needing to be cleaned up, and why I'm not like, you see me after these wins, and you just asked a question, Jose, like, how do you feel after these wins? After that Bengals win, did I tell you I felt like we lost?
Yes.
Then in my heart, I was like, this isn't good. This isn't good enough. It's not good enough because good football. Winning football. Steve, you played against winning teams. You know how they operate. Yeah, we're winning, and I'm grateful, and I'm happy that this thing is turning into a different direction. But if we want to get to the Super Bowl, which is the ultimate goal, if we want to take it to another level and beat these top end teams, it needs to be better, point blank, period. And I know you have to add some dogs, but as players, they need to dig deep and be better.
Let me give you a positive spin, and sometimes I don't give the positive spin. In the first year of this regime, you're developing what you want to. You're figuring out how to be a play caller as a head coach as well. DA don't got the dogs, but you know what you're going to need next year.
Yes.
That shouldn't be a question of what you're going to need on this team. And that's some dog mentality type dudes that are not scared to come up big when a ball is hitting you in the end zone. We need to get those guys through free agency. We got to get dogs in here. Luther Burden has some sightings. He's going to match rate. But at the same time, we need to just make sure we do have a mentality that we're not satisfied. We're pushing for more. We want more. Even this year, out of this group, they have to want more. If this is the ceiling for this team, right? This group. Playoffs. This is crazy. Our ceiling right now is the freaking playoffs.
Yes, sir.
And if we want to achieve that, and it's in grasp, we have to do all those things that Ivan's talking about. So we can't hold ourselves to these old standards. We know it's going to take a little bit of more work to get us to that elite level. But this is how you start building and get into the playoffs. Make a little noise. Get that feeling. But this type of way we won the last couple of weeks is not going to get us in the playoffs.
No. We need 4 more wins to get into the playoffs.
Do you think if we get into a game like this against the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers, you think that they're not going to take over that game?
First, it's Aaron Rodgers, and he can pick apart any defense. Let's be honest, okay?
Yeah, but hey, we're not going to get past Minnesota. In Minnesota, who we played like some of this in that first game. Now we're a long way. We're a different team from that first game, but
same defense, though.
Same defense, and we've made the same similar mistakes that we still haven't erased. So on the road in Minnesota, we're not going to be able to play that type of game either. Forget Pittsburgh. Are we going to be able to clean that up on the road against I think the Vikings are going to be an up step to these last couple games that we played. They're a better team than these last 2 teams. Minnesota will be a better team, even though they lost.
They lost today. Yeah, they're 4-5
against Baltimore, who's hot. You're going to have a team that's desperate for a win at home and beat us, or can we? So we got to clean it up. Bottom line, these little Ben Johnson has to clean up, and you usually see Ben come back. I think the good thing about him, you will see him not have, because this ain't the only game that he's had a bad.
No,
well, I just didn't.
He has some inconsistent ones.
Baltimore,
I just didn't understand. I don't understand why he gets away from the run like that.
Yeah.
You've seen it at times, and I said it before, and the only reason why I say it is because like it matches that Baltimore game. You got down 10 in Baltimore, you got right away from the run, right? You got down 10 here or 7 here or whatever it was. You got away from the run, started sitting in shotgun. You can't get desperate when you're down, especially when you know you don't have a team that's built to fucking go ahead and just blow people out right away.
Maybe that's something we didn't get to see too much out of Ben. Like obviously we played him twice a year, and we know his brilliance, and we see his brilliance, right? We see it. But maybe that's something we didn't know.
In the playoffs, you did. You found it. Yeah,
you saw that
desperation in the playoffs.
Yeah, you saw some of his, kind of similar situation. Detroit had lost a lot of defensive players. At the same time, his offense put the points up to keep them. Remember Detroit lost all their defense last year,
right?
And he got them to that point, but then he started getting a little cutesy. In that playoff loss to Washington.
And that's what I'm talking about scheme wise. See, like that's what I'm talking about when it comes down to scheme wise, right? When you're seeing the formation, when they're going out there and they're lining up, sometimes it just seems to me like you need to just get meat and potatoes about it under center. I know you don't have a true fullback, but that's where you need to operate. We talked about it in the pregame. Him operating under center is better for the team than it is in shotgun. And basically, right as of now, when the Bears are even or up, they will operate a mix in shotgun and under center. When they're down, it's a heavier lean towards shotgun than it is towards under center, and that's where I'm like, Ben, don't get desperate down a couple points. Like this is where you need to stick to the plan, run the ball. Even if you have to late, like you're keeping the clock moving, you're keeping field position, you're keeping the game close. I don't give a shit what they were talking about. I thought they should have punted the ball a lot more than they did today. Going forward on fourth, like as much times as they did, I thought that was just. I thought it was dumb for both sides of the team.
Well, I thought middle of the field punting and some of those situations. Now you're deep in their territory. Yeah, I can see the aggressive nature, but some of those punts that were like midfield, like you're right at the, their 40. I think it was around between their 40 and the 50 or something like that, and we going for it. I didn't agree with that. We kind of understood where the trust of the kicker is questioned right now, and that's not a good thing because you play in Chicago. You're going to get more weather like that. If you're going to be a playoff team, you're going to get more weather like this. Mm-hmm. And if there's any doubt of your field goal kicker, that's something we got to start talking about. We said if we wanted to see him kick a field goal, we wanted this, we
wanted to see him kick it in the end zone on a kickoff, Steve. We said we finally got that today.
The wind behind him. That's right. 25-mile wind.
Yeah, so that's another. We forgot about that. So, but when it came to, hey, can you make this field goal with wind conditions as that's something we got to think about, because that goes into Ben Johnson's thought process. We need to go along with an offense. The new age of NFL are cats hitting 50-yarders like it ain't nothing.
Yep.
So that's something you have to consider about moving forward. Is we need a field goal kicker. If Ben Johnson and his offense, regardless of how they play, whatever, they consistently move the ball pretty good, more than we ever seen in the Bears offense. But if we get in these situations, can we get a kicker that can hit a 50-yarder and now start tilting us? It becomes a different game. So I'm worried about that as well moving forward.
The Bears end up at 6-3. They're second in the division at the moment, with the Lions playing. The Vikings are 4-5, who we will play next week. Packers are 5-2. I mean, it's going to be a competitive down the stretch division because we play the Packers back to back almost. We end up with the Lions at the end, and we're playing the Vikings next week. So these division games are going to be healthy, big, healthy, like
fights.
Yeah. Thank you, Ivan. They're going to be dog fights because no one's taking away the division. No one's running away with division. If you even look at the entire NFC,
if you want,
everyone is no one's higher than 6-2.
If you ask me, I don't mind that. I actually think it's better for this team's growth that it's a dogfight and you don't have necessarily like one team running away with it where they're like, all right, well, we're not going to win this division anyway. This, in my mind, especially the younger players, I don't know, Steve, you could talk to it. If it was me, it keeps my mentality into it. We're in it. We're fighting for a playoff spot. That's where I think, you could really start to grow, especially with the younger guys. It's like, hey, man, with all the mistakes, with all the flaws, we're still right there fighting and being dogs about it or trying to be dogs about it. I think that it's the perfect opportunity for this team to find out who exactly it wants to be moving forward.
Yeah, playoff situation down the stretch, meaningful games. Yeah, you start finding out who the dogs. That evaluation is happening now, but it will find you. There's another level of competitive nature that comes down when things get tight and these games are super meaningful. We're seeing it with these. Caleb has it. That's if you look at the thing we're talking about seeing out of this team down the stretch and playing these meaningful games. Caleb has it. He has it, and that's the big thing. His progression in the midst of not such a pretty game, he wins it for us. He's the shining light when you look at it.
Who won the game? Like you can't. When you ask somebody, Steve, if I went up to you, right? Went up to you tomorrow. And let's say we didn't see each other. We just saw the game. We know we saw the game. I come up to you tomorrow, right? Let's say at work. Hey, man, who won the game for the Bears tomorrow? Who do you say won the game for the Bears?
Oh, it's Caleb.
Caleb Williams.
And I'm waiting to address all that. In the people come. I think they already know at work I'm pro Caleb, but also I'm very fair. But I also watch film and I also come with backing up all kinds of. I back my stuff up with the tape and my knowledge of the game. I haven't heard too many people come up, but if you did want to come up to me tomorrow and ask who is responsible, it's Caleb Williams.
But I mean, he left to me today was better than last week.
Yeah,
because he left the way he operated, his command of the huddle, his command of the operation, moving down on both drives, on both touchdown drives to win. Right, both of them, he was in command, the captain of that offense. He looked like he belonged, and he looked like the quarterback we drafted number 1 overall, period. I don't care what anybody else says. The calmness, the ability to execute, the balls he was putting on his receivers, that all is what you wanted. That's all what all these haters want. That's all they blame Caleb for not doing for fucking some reason, even though he does it.
He can't throw and catch the ball.
He can't do everything, but you know what? He's fucking trying, and he almost did everything last week.
You know what he did in the last play? He ran his damn self because he didn't trust anybody.
I can't stand this hate on him. And today was, like I said, it reassured me that this guy is the dude.
Yeah, he went 20 for 36, but how many of those were drop balls?
Oh, come on now. He would have had a higher pass already. He would have had more yards. If his receivers catch balls today, at least 3 or 4 of them that were dropped, nobody's questioning Caleb Williams, right? Nobody's saying anything about Caleb Williams.
25 for 36 with 2 touchdowns and like 300 yards.
Yeah. It broke too far. I said, what did I say? 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
2, what did I say? 2. I think I just said 3, but
yeah,
1 in the air and 1 on the ground. And it could have been easily 3 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground. But the guy is the guy. We got to build this stuff around him. We got to build the infrastructure, protect him with the run game, especially when we go on the road. He is taking some hits. He is throwing his body, and the fact that people try to question his toughness, and this dude is throwing his body. Some of the shots that this guy
took a knee to the back of the head.
Yeah, just like. And his frustration, everybody was like his body, because he's not getting these calls. He's getting hit. He's getting pushed, and that's part of his frustration. And I was peeping his body language early, but hey, you're gonna have games. But at the end of the day, if you want to look at the final product, this dude led this team back in the last 2 drives to win this game. So that's what I look at. And kudos to this O-line. Let me not forget my boys. Everything wasn't picture perfect, and I can't wait to go back and watch the film and see and look really in detail what was going on. I think Theo Benedict held his own out there. on the edge, and you know they were bringing 3 different guys. Darnell Wright, with what I've seen, I mean, he's just engulfing people right now. It's just sometimes his technique is not pretty, but I just seen him just lay hands on people and bless them. And in the middle, things are coming together. So the O-line, but like you got to lean on them. Give those guys more rhythm. I feel like at some points they were more physical and they were out physical in them. But how do you get more physical? Run the ball.
Yep.
Keep letting them lay into those guys and lay body. Because I said they're heavier and stronger than this D-line. But they didn't really get the opportunity to really press into these guys and wear them out like they should have because we didn't run the ball enough.
Right.
I think closing thoughts, Ivan?
Closing thoughts, a win is a win is a win. But, again, we talk about it ad nauseum. You know, people complain about why we talk about the GM, why we talk about, you know, what we don't have. It's because this team right here, right now, could be at a level above what we're at. And we're not there because of the deficiencies in the depth, because of the lack of talent in certain spots. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I'll tell you what I do love. I love that the quarterback keeps you in every fucking game. I love that, you know, this offensive line will come together, and it is coming together. You just need to go out and, like we said before, find dogs. Find dogs. And if today is any type of example, the dogs need to be found on defense.
And I think, I mean, you say that Gardner Johnson is our best pass rusher. He had 2 sacks. He's had 3 sacks in the last 2 games. Is that right?
Yeah, 2 sacks. Yep.
2 sacks, 7 tackles. Did he lead us in tackles as well?
Yep.
I mean, that's a dog mentality. That's a dog, man. So
he wasn't even on the team.
Yeah, so that just lets you know, good player. Always got his little, you know, I was listening. But anyway, bottom line, we need more guys like that who are going to bring an attitude and fire up this team. But my key thing, we won. Let's get better. What bodies are we going to start getting back on this team? When are we going to get done with this carousel of luck? And it's by luck with injuries that we started seeing the fortune of having guys return without putting people. Now, you know, DJ, I don't know if he returned. It looked like he, you know.
Yeah, he ticked up.
Yeah, so now it's like, and it's football, but who are we going to get a return and not put on this? So that's going to be a thing to watch down, because if we're able to add and not subtract, will also help this defense get better. And then most of those injuries are all on the defensive side too. So
yeah, a lot of injuries on the defensive side. And hopefully you guys get healthy in the next couple of weeks, especially against Minnesota, who's going to be a tough matchup for the Chicago Bears. Definitely a better defense than they've been facing. And if they've been facing these lackluster defenses and only scoring 24, 28, 30 points, it's going to be a tough struggle against the next couple of weeks when they got Minnesota, they got Pittsburgh, and then then they go down the gamut of playing their division rivals with Green Bay right after that. So you got Vikings, Steelers, Eagles, which would be a tough game at Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
And then you go to Green Bay to play them, and then you're home against the Browns and home against the Packers, and then got to travel to San Francisco and end the season at home with the Lions. So definitely there's some games that easily can be won. Vikings can be a game that they win if they can dominate with the ball and run it and take time possession and get to the quarterback, which is an issue.
Yeah. I mean, any of these games, these next two, the next two, honestly, I mean, if you can go get one on the road against Minnesota, it's going to be tough, and return home with some momentum. And I always talk about momentum against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're a good team, but they're not like playing. They can get got. Now I start, wondering, the Eagles and the Pack game, on the road back to back. Are we going to go 0-4-2? But those, if we on a 2-game slide, and we've won the last 2, kind of puts us. So now this is the beauty about being a relevant team down the stretch, because you can start trying to you start playing. Usually we're done.
Yeah, right.
Season's over.
Right. You're looking into the draft. You're moving on forward.
But at the end of the day, whilst I say all that, it's so much more. This team has to get better. And sometimes I don't know how you do that with no pass rush. There's nothing. It's still not there, and you can't win like that. It's tough, and you're stressing out a secondary that is playing with fourth and fifth. And that Gardner Johnson has been a huge addition at the slot, but he's still a weak at corner.
Right.
That's the thing. But we got to figure it out. You got to continue to figure out and be optimistic and make it plays and get turnovers. How do we get our hands back on balls and things of that nature? So a lot to figure out. We'll see. And it makes for another exciting week. Getting ready to go on the road against Minnesota. We'll see what this team comes about and who gets healthy and who's dinged up.
Yeah, so tomorrow, Bears victory Monday on True Chicago Sports, and then tune over to.
Wait, are you on Monday? You're not on this one.
Yeah. I got to call Shane.
It's me. I'm going to be going on with another Bears show. I'll be on in Steve's absence. Yeah, Steve's time slot. I'll be jumping on with another Bears show.
Okay.
And talk about. Then you said you're going to be coming on Tuesday. Right?
Tuesday night. So I'll talk to Shane. I actually got a Bears appearance tomorrow, actually up in the Hallis. So
nice.
But I'll be coming back on Tuesday recapping for the Bear Down Big Steve, and tomorrow with Ivan, another Bears show.
Well, we'll be on tomorrow at True Chicago Sports. We'll talk about the Chicago Bulls, our last two losses, but they've been playing pretty good. We'll talk about the Chicago Bears. Any baseball news that pops up, we'll cover that as well, and the Blackhawks and the Chicago Fire. But this has been an exciting time. It's a great hospitality here at Casa Humilde, who've been treating us like kings. Great beer, great food, and the fans have been amazing to us. But 7700 Madison Street in Forest Park. We'll be back next week against the Vikings.
We're here for the month.
Yeah, we're here the whole month, so come on and swing by. And for the boys, Steve and Ivan, I am Big Z, and we'll see you tomorrow and next week for the love of sports.